Nyinyi watu wa UDA, let me address your side. Hizi pesa za kusukuma kami mutazitoa wapi? If now you can now see what you are all doing through the BBI, 5% is a lot of money. Hiyo ndio sasa unapeleka mashinani. We change the quality of life at the village level. And this is going to be the real fight against poverty. The real fight against poverty can only be realized not by what William says, bottom up, in order to sound popular. By the way, the whole thing about kazi ni kazi is to laugh at what he calls the dynasties. I don't believe in that talk about the dynasties and others. I believe that every Kenyan matters. And every Kenyan must be helped out of poverty. The People's Republic of China are celebrated this year. And I think it's the first country in the world to say they have kicked out of China what they call abject poverty. Yani ule maskini wa kulemea watu. Chinese now are above it. And you know they still consider themselves a developing country. Because they had 40 million of their people living below the poverty line. Therefore we are a country that is ridden with poverty. Na kuinua nchi kutoka kwa poverty, you can't do it by pushing wheelbarrows. It can't happen. What I call wheelbarrow economics. Doesn't make sense. Hey, people are read about Keynesian theory of economic theory of Keynesians and others. Serious minds. None of them will tell you that you can go pushing a wheelbarrow when you are flying 6 helicopters and you want to cheat people that you are poor. Kazi ni kazi. Ndio sisi wananchi, watu wa Wiper tukasema, wacha hii mnasema kazi ni kazi. Unajua wera ni wera, alikuwa anasema kazi ni kazi. Sisi, because we know where the problem is. We know where the rain started beating us as a country. And this is serious runaway corruption perpetrated by those people who are preaching loudest that they can save this country. So tukasema kazi bila wizi. Bila wizi. Mnisaidia hapo, tulisema ile kazi ni kazi. Actually it's a progression. Nikisema Wiper, mtanipa kazi bila wizi. Wiper. Kazi bila wizi. That is where the answer is. Because without stopping stealing, you will not get these jobs. And post-COVID, COVID imeangamiza uchumi duniani. So we really must think out of the box. And you from this podium and other podiums, I've spoken clearly. And I'm already setting a task force myself in my own way to advise on making Kenya, Mombasa as a free port. Here free port will make sense out of this SGR. It will water logistics companies who complain about SGR in Abeba kila kitu. You will see a Dubai in Kenya, in East Africa. Mheshimiwa Secretary General mpya East Africa Community, working with President Uhuru, let us look at how we are going to make this country truly the economic hub for Africa. Not just even for East Africa. When you lead your people in the right direction, God has a way of repaying you in a very special way. Because that's why you have heard me talk of sacred union. Because we must have a new conversation about our country. A new dawn of leadership that is going to make sure this country remains united. This country remains mostly well regarded in the region and in the continent. And that this country is going to be home for all of us. Some of them wakaingiwa na tumbo joto. When I talked of sacred union, because I believe, as you have heard us paraphrase the song by Ruben Kigame, a blind Kenyan artist, akasema kwamba bila kwenda hii safari is just talking like Moses. If your presence does not go with us, we will not. Hatutoki hapa. And you know what happened? That was a long journey. Ukienda Senate and you find a genuine motion, and if we believe, as you believe, as I believe you do, in integrity and leadership that is God-fearing, and a leadership that will not steal from his people. Ukipata motion ya impeachment against any governor, hata kama utasimama peke yangu wasema impeach na wengine wamenunuliwa, that is a message you are giving you, so that I can be at least a voice. Because you know when they go there, wengine wanaonekana usiku, msimamo umechange, mtu wa badala ya kuwa impeached anaonga, ananunua. And this is paining the whole country. And one of the things I've told President Uhuru Kenyatta is, the fight against corruption is a low-lying fruit. Maybe we cannot now, in the duration left, he cannot realize the full implementation of his Agenda 4. But this thing against corruption, akumagua kaenda kweke magavana 10 mainyiba, not a lot of them have stolen. Jela. He can do it. And you know that will make sense. Because under BBI now, you're going to get 5% ward development fund